meet the realtor at 10 a.m. but we need to rush over there because I legit only have 10 minutes to get ready. So let's hurry up. I am so excited, you guys. I am so excited to look at houses. This is going to be the biggest decision ever made in literally like 2 days, but we're just gonna go with it and figure it out. Oh my gosh, she fell asleep on the bench. We got a Tesla! Oh my gosh, I think the camera's literally like all like...
It's like fogged up.
Yeah, because it's so humid out here. Oh my gosh. Look at her, you guys! New whip. Who this? Mason had such a hard time yesterday figuring out how to use the Tesla. Okay, so we are now in the car and we're going to look at houses. We are so excited. It's a little bit bumpy in here, but look at, oh my gosh. This Tesla has the perfect lighting. I think we need a Tesla now.
Yeah, the whole roof is freaking glass. Of course it has
It's
lighting.
so cool. I love it. You like when mommy sits with you? Here, eat this part of it. She's still teething, so she gnaws on everything. But yeah, she's so much better when I sit back here with her. So green, I love it. Mason put the Tesla in self-driving mode and it feels so cool.
I'm not doing anything here.
And there's a rainbow road. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is the coolest car ever.
There's ponds everywhere. It's just so pretty. Everywhere is gorgeous, you guys. We just moved here today.
I wish.
Hi guys. We are officially here to share the news.
The biggest news.
The biggest news ever.
We've decided to move out of state, and we'll get into kind of where
We picked
and everything.
I'm
Why?
so excited.
But let's
So let's rewind and tell you guys everything from the beginning.
So before we get too far into the video, let's stop and have a quick word from today's sponsor, which is the Free Village Nugget IceMaker. This thing is awesome.
I'm really thirsty right now, so I'm honestly really excited.
Yeah, too bad we didn't get this when Kaylee was still pregnant because she was super anemic and craved ice like
all
day
the
long.
time. And
So-
I only wanted the nugget ice.
Yes.
I love nugget ice, you guys. It is my favorite.
It's the best.
And so when we got this sponsor, I was so excited. I was jumping up and down telling Mason, I was like, no way, we're gonna have our own nugget ice maker.
Yeah, I know. Nugget ice makes like everything taste better.
Yeah.
And it actually melts slower, but it's still like soft and chewy, which is like the best part because you can sit here and
so
eat the ice.
Good. So good.
I'm going to show you just how easy it is to actually refill. So you just lift up the top lid and the basket actually comes out with the ice. Then you can take 1/3 of a gallon. There's actually a max filled line right here. It might be kind of hard to see. But you're just gonna fill up the bottom.
Super easy.
All the way.
And then you have
Pretty
the
close.
best ice ever.
Yep.
I actually want a glass of water right now. And I also love like how good the ice tastes. Some ice like tastes gross.
Like kind of minerally.
Yeah. But this ice tastes so pure. And you can see how clear the ice is too. Like it's just so clean and fresh and refreshing.
Yeah. As you can tell, it's really not that loud. It's like 40 decibels.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to be hosting a party in about a week or so for the holidays, and Kaylee's
4th of
entire
July.
family, yes, 4th of July, we're going to be putting this to the test, the Free Village Nugget Countertop Ice Maker.
Everyone's honestly gonna want to buy one of these after they come over.
It also has an entire self-cleaning mode, and the drain is just on the back underneath. You can drain all the excess water in your sink. If you guys want to get one of these, we'll have them linked down below. You can get it on Amazon, and there's actually a $40 off coupon code that's part of Amazon. You just click a little box, and then there you go, you save 40 bucks.
And you get an awesome nugget ice machine.
Yep.
Just speaking about it makes me so thirsty. And I love my glass straws. Look at that, you guys. How cute is that with the nugget ice? I love it.
Yeah. So we really want to buy a house.
Yes.
As you guys know, like this is a rental, and we've only lived in rentals, so this will be the first house we buy, but we've attempted this now like 3 times. Every time we try and buy a house, we get our hopes crushed. Since now what we do on social media is turned into like a small business, that makes it even harder because
to
this isn't a normal
pre-qualify
job.
for our house, yes.
So yeah, getting qualified is very difficult. We did just get pre-qualified in California, and it was pathetic. What we could have afforded is like a tent underneath the bridge.
Yeah.
So
for California.
For California. So any other state, it probably would have been a really nice house.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
California is just so expensive. Everything here is expensive. Taxes are expensive, which is another big reason why we're leaving. We really want to try and avoid as much taxes as we can.
So my tax lady texts me every single quarter like, hey Kaylee, do you have like 25% of your income that you made to put towards taxes? It's ridiculous and it just really, really sucks. So I'm just so done with it. Like, this is the last straw for me because I just keep seeing all this money just flying out the window. So my tax lady actually suggested like, hey Kaylee, why don't you move out of state? You'll save so much money. And then I really started thinking about it after we got our pre-approval, after we got our pre-qual in California from our lender. It was just so pathetic, and I was like, I'm so done. Like, this is it. This is it. I'm so done. However, we actually discovered that there's a different loan you can use, but that's later in the story.
Narrowing it down, we basically came to our decision of, okay, we want no state income tax.
So we can save more money to get a better house.
That's twice the amount of money we could save. And typically those states, the cost of living is generally cheaper. But anything is cheaper than California.
Yeah,
so,
literally it is the #1 most expensive state to live in the entire United States.
So there's only a few different states to choose from. And being our native selves to California, we want like some mountains and maybe an ocean.
Yeah.
And that kind of narrows it all the way down to one state, which is...
Wait, I don't think Florida has mountains.
If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
Okay, we're on our way to the beach right now. We waited 30 minutes for a parking spot, you guys. It's insanely crowded right now, but I am determined to see this beach.
Yeah, this is kind of the reason why we're moving here, so...
To be by the beach.
Well, this beach in particular,
It's crazy though,
too.
because it is the weekend, and it's the middle of the day, so everyone, their mother and their dog and their cat and their sister and their brother and their grandma's here right now. But it's okay, because we finally got a spot. I was going to cry if we had to leave. Oh my gosh, you guys, I've never seen pure white sand in my life. This is amazing. Oh my gosh. This is everything I've ever dreamed of. Oh my god, you guys, this is the softest sand I've ever felt in my entire life. May, did you feel it?
No, but...
Feel it.
Yeah, it's like powder.
Oh my gosh. I need to take off my shoes. Feels amazing. Look at this beach, you guys. We have a little bit of a walk to get to the ocean, but oh my gosh, you guys, the water is here and it feels so warm. I could swim right now. This is insane. My heart, you guys, belongs
To the ocean.
to the ocean, by the beach.
You're like Moana.
So yes, as you guys know, Isla's middle name is Cove, and my heart just belongs to the ocean. We got married on the ocean. He proposed to me at the ocean. My happy place is the ocean. And California's beaches are only like warm in the south. Like the northern beaches just don't do it for me. They're so cold all the time and rocky. And so anyways, Florida is actually known for its beautiful beaches, and I just love the ocean. I love the beach. I have to live by the ocean.
When we were kind of in the midst of all of this decision making, our family, mostly Kaylee's family, was like, hey, Florida's humid. Like, you're gonna hate it. And
Isla's just taking a little nap in there because we don't want her to get burned, so we won't be out here too long. But the water is super clear and it's so warm. That's the warmest ocean I've ever felt. You want to go feel it?
worth the half-hour wait for parking.
So cute. Yeah. We narrowed it down to Florida. I did a ton of research. I actually went MIA, like on social media. People were messaging me like, hey, like you're not posting as much, like What's up? So I was basically living on Google researching all of these states. Like, I was hungry now. But basically I was living on Google for like a straight week, just researching everywhere and everything. I ended up finding the city that we want to live in, but then I actually booked us tickets to visit this part of Florida, and I bought super last minute tickets because it was such like a last minute thing, and they were so expensive, these tickets. But I had to go. But Kinsley and Aria actually stayed with my mom.
It would have been very difficult to kind of
Ghost house
search
hunting.
around, house hunting, getting a feel for the area if we're jumbling 3 kids.
Yeah.
It was already
like
hard
one-
enough with Isla. It was very difficult.
So when we were there, Isla was extremely just hard because we didn't have her bouncer and all of her toys that she's usually used to make things easier.
We packed really light.
Yeah, because we were only there for 2 days. We literally were only there for 2 days because I didn't want to leave the girls that long.
In this 2-day time period, we probably saw 40 houses, it felt like. And we searched every nook and cranny, every road, and we
everywhere in
felt
this
that
city.
place out as much as we possibly could. And we were honestly trying to look for a reason to dislike it. And we couldn't find one, which is insane. Like, it felt
Alligators.
fake. Alligators, but the locals are saying like it's not that big of a
Hurricanes.
deal. Hurricanes and alligators. Okay, those are the 2 problems with Florida. One, alligators. Stay away from the freshwater little ponds because they're literally everywhere. Florida is like built on a swamp, it seems like. So assume there's an alligator is what we were told.
Yeah.
But we spent that whole trip looking for an alligator and we found none.
We went alligator hunting and we couldn't even find one.
Alligator hunting by like we looked up while we were driving. And then,
I'm basically the crocodile hunter. What's that guy called?
Steve Irwin, yeah, R.I.P. Anyways, and then the other issue, hurricanes. We spoke with a lot of the locals and they're like, we don't get hurricanes here. Like, you're fine. It's Florida gets hurricanes and they're really not as bad as people really say unless you're in like the heart of the hurricane, which I think is more on the other side of where we're even looking.
Yeah.
So I have like no knowledge in hurricanes, but people are saying it's fine.
So we looked at a ton of houses, like Mason said. However, we only vlogged a few of them because Isla was being extremely hard. She was basically on my boob the entire time, so we were having a really hard time vlogging. So I will attach the footage that we got of the houses. It was really exciting. It was so much fun. I really, really fell in love with this state, you guys.
So we're checking out a house.
I'm so excited. Ooh, this is pretty.
Feels so much better in here than up there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
So someone has lived in this one, but they took very good care of it. It's probably like just a year or 2 old. I couldn't find out exactly, but
Is this a one story?
this is a 1-story.
Okay.
So this is like the Jack and Jill concept. You'll see that a lot in a lot of these homes.
So cool. Wow. They got a dishwashing scruff ball thing. This is so nice. Ooh. So we're at another house. This is the second house we're checking out, and this one's way nicer. Oh my gosh, look at the shower. What? What is this fancy country club living? Sheesh. The little knob things over here. What in the world? It's crazy. Oh my gosh. This is so different. I like it though. Knowing Kaylee, I'll probably get this back corner right here that you can't see. That'll be where my clothes go. So that's cool. What's in here? Closet. So nice. I love the floors. Ooh. It has a bidet. Okay, we're moving. Oh, that's a plug. I was like, what is that thing? So cool. I love the kitchen.
It's actually unreal how much we got done, like in those 2 days.
We even stole some sand from one of the beaches to bring back home as a memory. Because the problem is we didn't want to come back home and forget how
beautiful.
how beautiful it was, how much we liked it, like how homey it felt, how nice the people were.
How clean Florida was.
So clean. We couldn't even find trash on the ground.
Like on the roads and on the freeways.
I mean,
it was so tidy.
As sad as it is, California has a lot of homeless people. And
a lot of trash everywhere.
And that's kind of what we're used to, which is honestly really sad considering how much money we pay in taxes. Like, they should figure something out for that. It's a big issue. And we're used to that. And we looked in, Florida, we even went to like the downtown cities where in California, you go to downtown, you don't go there at night. It's not safe. Mm-hmm. We went there at night and we were like, oh my gosh, like I would let my kids be here like with us and have fun, walk around. Like,
and
it's
maybe
that nice.
Like we're naive, but like it looked so nice and it just looked so safe and so like welcoming. Mm-hmm. But obviously like everywhere in Florida is probably different.
I'm sure everywhere is different, and the area we're looking into is like probably a really nice area.
It's like the top rated place to live, and it's so family oriented. There's so many things to do. Mm-hmm. It's just amazing. I fell in love with it. The whole community, the community in Florida, like everywhere we were looking at, if you rent a house or buy a house, you get access to all the amenities, like their pool.
The way they live is like they're on a resort.
Yeah.
It really does. Like,
it's insane, you guys. It's insane. The only downside to us leaving California would be our family.
Your family.
Yeah.
I don't have any. So, yeah, I'm off free in that aspect. But yeah, it would suck to leave Kaylee's family. Mm-hmm. The good thing is, I think we have them like convinced that they all want to find a way to get down there with us. Obviously, they can't be as spontaneous as us. Yeah. Her family's more established. They have real jobs that they can't just up and leave and do what we do. Like, we could take a camera anywhere with us, and it works. And I think what we'll probably do is we'll go down there, we'll get established, and our family or her family will come visit, see if they like it, and then over the course of a few years, maybe they'll move.
I really hope so.
That's the best case scenario, and I think they honestly will.
But we need to get them down there. We need to get them convinced. So we need to get settled down in Florida. Our plan is to rent first for a year and have our dream house built. So we ended up finding a program. So one of my friends who actually lives in Florida, I asked her how she recently purchased her home because I saw that she just bought $1 million home and she does what we do. So I was like, dude, like, how did you get this $1 million house? Yeah. Like, I need to know. And so we actually screwed ourselves and did a ton of write-offs in the past 2 years. So what we qualified for in California was just awful. However...
Do you want to explain why, though? So people kind of understand that? So the way your taxes and income work for buying a house, they only take the money that you have as a profit. So what we did was we took all the money we had and we did a bunch of write-offs, like, hey, we get a new computer or camera, whatever it is. We write that off of our income and then we don't pay taxes on it. So it helps us avoid taxes because we're paying so much already. But the issue is then that says, oh, they're making less money. And the bank will only look at the money that is profit. Sure. So that was the thing. So we wrote off all this money and then it looks like we barely made any money. So when we tried to buy a house, we got screwed. But do you want to explain this program?
So apparently there's a program, and it's pretty hard to like
find a lender for.
Yeah, exactly. You have to know a specific lender, and I thought this was only a thing in Florida, but our lender confirmed that other lenders can do it like anywhere in the country. However, they have to be like certified to do this.
It's called a bank statement loan. Basically what they do, instead of taking your 2 years of income and then they mush it together, find the average, then they qualify you on a house based off that average and your debt. So, basically,
if you're self-employed.
Yeah, if you're self-employed, whatever it is, that's the like traditional loan. This bank statement loan just goes through your literal bank statements over the last 1 year, so 12 months, and they're gonna go through and say, okay, they made X amount of money. we're gonna take 50% of that money that they made and qualify you on a house based off that. Or if you're a tax person, your CPA can write you a letter saying, no, Kaylee and Mason actually made 90% of that income, only 10% was write-offs. Then we're allowed to use 90% of the income up to, that's the max. So it could be anywhere from 50
I think
to
that
90.
was just our scenario. I think
No,
they
that's
can use,
that's all of them.
They can use 90% of anyone's.
90% is the maximum they can use.
Yeah, so 10% has to go to write-offs.
Yeah.
But
then you get
literally
qualified.
Yeah, so all your write-offs are basically disregarded except for 10% of your income, which basically counts as like your write-offs.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. It's absolutely
It's kind
crazy.
of a loophole, but there's a downside. Like you pay a higher interest rate, which is a lot of money in the grand scheme of an entire house. And then the other issue is, you have to come up with your like down payment, which is 10%, 15% of, I think it's 10% what they require of the house. Then you have to have 6 months of the mortgage literally sitting in a bank account untouched.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest requirement. And then you need your closing costs, which is like $15,000. So this money like adds up so quickly. And I guess the good thing is like that 6 months of mortgage sitting there is like money that you could be gifted by family if they're able to do that for you. And then you just give the money back. But we don't have that. So we need to try and like save as much money as we can. And then cool, that's like 6 months of mortgage payments that we would have saved.
So we ended up getting qualified for this, and keep in mind the best number I think we got for the regular
it was like
loan
1/8
was like
the amount.
it was I think around like 400,000, which
It was like capped at 400.
which 400,000 can buy a lot in other states.
Oh,
like,
yes.
But in California. So we were going to leave the state, or well, we still are.
Yeah.
But the original reason why we wanted to move California is because we wanted to be able to save more money to get qualified for a bigger loan. But we didn't find out what a bank statement loan was until after we were already in Florida.
Yeah.
While we were in Florida, and we figured out about this loan and we fell in love with Florida, we're like, dude, we're just gonna move here regardless. We fell in love with the state.
I would rather rent a house in Florida and save the money from the taxes.
The tax break.
Than living in California.
Yeah.
Like simple as that.
So we got pre-qualified and we can basically buy our dream house, which is crazy. However, we are not going to buy our dream house because
we couldn't afford our dream house.
I mean, technically the bank thinks we could, but
we don't have a bunch of money just sitting there. And responsibly,
yeah, you want to get a payment that's manageable. You don't want to be house broke. That's the dumb thing to do. So we're not getting our dream house. But the fact that we even qualified for our dream house is pretty insane.
Yeah, Kaylee felt so cool. She was like harassing the lender on the phone because he was like, okay, Kaylee, like this is kind of like what you get. Like this is what you wanted. And Kaylee was like, okay. And then he's like talking, and then Kaylee's like, well, what could I have gotten? Like what's like the max? And he's like,
give me a number.
He like laughed, and he's like, well, this is like what you're getting. And she was like, no, but like hypothetically, like what could I get? And he's like, well, I mean, I guess I could like run the numbers and again.
I was like, come on, I need a number. I need to write this down.
He's like, well, let's put it this way. And Kate was like, no. Give me the absolute maximum number I could qualify for, even if I can't afford it, disregarding the payments and everything. What would it be? And it was like an absurd amount for a house. Which
I was like, no way, this is real.
Clearly, we're not able to afford like $20,000 a month in a mortgage payment. But like,
ridiculous.
That's kind of what he was saying. Like, well, I guess like, you know,
maybe he did it wrong. I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
Dude, it would have been like $20-something thousand a month.
I felt so cool, but I think he actually like just said that
to
make me feel cool. I mean,
Kaylee was like so amped about this phone call that I think she kind of got him like worked up and like going, and he was like all excited for you.
Hyping everyone up.
She was like hyping him up, and he was like kind of feeding off the energy. So maybe he did just throw a random number at us. I don't know.
This was the first time we got pre-qualified.
And we weren't
what
crying.
we wanted. Yeah.
So we got qualified for the house we want. Maybe not necessarily like the house we like want. Yeah. But like we want the house, and we we get qualified for it.
So there's a house that like is realistic, and it's like the same size of the house here. It's like 2,600 square feet, and like that's pretty big.
Yeah.
But there was a house like
It was like 3,600.
600 square feet
And they
that
call
like I would be very comfortable in
for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
We call it the Mac Daddy.
But it's not a mansion. Like, it's just a very, like, big
Homey.
house, and it's homey, but it's not, like, a ridiculous mansion or anything like that. You know what I mean?
We were calling it the Mac Daddy.
Yeah,
That's
we
what our
really
realtor
wanted Mac
nicknamed
Daddy, but after seeing Mac Daddy's mortgage payment, we're like,
And
we're not going to get
once
Mac
we
Daddy.
saw Mac Daddy's down payment, Mac Daddy's 6 months of mortgage sitting there, and Mac Daddy's mortgage payment, we were like, we're not getting a Mac Daddy. We're getting like a McChicken. We're not getting the Big Mac.
We're getting a McDollar wrap.
We're going on the dollar menu.
Yeah, so basically that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
But the fact that we could even get qualified for that was just insane, and it was the first phone call where my hopes weren't crushed and where I wasn't crying.
Even the realtor called me like a dream crusher because I was like, hey, let's be realistic here. And he
Yeah.
was like, okay, way to be a dream crusher. And I was like, dude, like we're not like made of
Rich,
money.
I know.
But even the house that we want, we don't quite like have the money sitting there.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Buying a house is really expensive, and I'm pretty sure that's why most people don't have a house.
So we are going to rent. We're
Yes.
planning to find a rental in Florida, and then we are planning to build our not dream house, but kind of.
It's my dream
because
house. I'm just happy.
This
to
is
own
going to be
one
huge
one
for
day.
us. Like, we have been dreaming of the day we buy our first house, and like it's finally here. And the fact that we are committed to moving across the entire country is unreal. So we are actively house hunting. Thank you guys so much for everything, for all of your guys' support. Like, this is crazy. 5 years. 5 years we've been doing this.
Honestly,
YouTube, social media.
It flew by.
Crazy.
It really flew
Crazy.
by.
If you guys could see the first place we started in 5 years ago.
Maybe
A cockroach
maybe we'll put a picture up.
infested apartment.
Come in.
Our kids are coming in. Okay. Well,
Hi.
it's time to put the girls to bed.
The real princess is here. That's like Kinsley likes
So-
to be called.
So we will see you guys in the next
See you guys
video.
in the next one.
Say bye.
Also,
Bye, guys.
also, cheese.
You guys are so cute.